Grab a cup of chai, or any drink you like, we're going for a ride. Have you ever asked yourself, how old is Uganda? Worry not, we've got the answers, and we're diving deep into the details. If you're asking about Uganda beyond its modern political identity, humans have lived in the region for at least 50,000 years, with ancient kingdoms like Katara and Buganda shaping its early history. That makes Uganda over 50,000 years old, long before it was ever called Uganda. But politically Uganda is 62 years old now. And we are going to call this Uganda at 62, a journey through time. In the heart of East Africa lies a nation of breathtaking beauty, rich culture, and unshakable spirit. A land of rolling hills, vast lakes, and a people whose warmth is known across the continent. This is Uganda, and this is the story of her journey, from colonial rule to independence, and beyond. It was the morning of October 9, 1962. The Union Jack was lowered. And for the first time, the black, yellow, and red flag of Uganda rose proudly into the sky. A new nation was born. Uganda had officially gained independence from British colonial rule. The celebrations were electric. Drums echoed through the hills. Dances filled the streets of Kampala. And hope filled the hearts of millions. At the helm of this young nation was Milton Obote, Uganda's first prime minister. He promised unity, development, and a future shaped by Ugandans themselves. But the road ahead would not be easy. Just 4 years later, in 1966, political tensions erupted. Obote suspended the constitution and declared himself president. The traditional kingdoms, including the powerful Buganda kingdom, were abolished. The dream of unity began to fracture. Then came 1971. A military coup led by General Idi Amin changed everything. Amin seized power while Obote was away. At first, many Ugandans welcomed the change. But soon, the country descended into darkness. Idi Amin's rule was brutal. Over 300,000 Ugandans lost their lives. Intellectuals, religious leaders, and anyone who opposed him disappeared. The economy collapsed. Fear ruled the streets. In 1979, Amin was overthrown. But Uganda was left scarred, wounded, but not broken. Let's take a pause. One thing you're going to miss is watching more videos like this on this channel, if you don't subscribe and hit the notification bell right now. The 1980s were a time of struggle and civil war. But out of the chaos emerged a new leader, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. In 1986, after years of guerrilla warfare, Museveni and his National Resistance Army took power. He promised a fundamental change. And for many, that change began to take root. The 1990s and early 2000s brought relative stability. Roads were rebuilt, schools reopened. Uganda became a leader in the fight against HIV/AIDS. And the economy began to grow. Kampala transformed into a bustling capital, a hub of music, fashion, and innovation. From the shores of Lake Victoria to the peaks of the Rwenzori Mountains, Uganda was rising. By the 2010s, Uganda had become one of the youngest nations in the world, with over 75% of its population under the age of 30. A generation full of energy, creativity, and ambition. They brought new voices to the stage. Artists like Eddie Kenzo and Sheba, athletes like Joshua Cheptegei, and entrepreneurs building apps, businesses, and dreams. But challenges remained. Debates over democracy, term limits, and freedom of expression grew louder. The youth demanded more opportunity, more transparency, and more say in their future. And yet, through it all, the Ugandan spirit endured. Now, in 2025, Uganda stands at 62 years of independence. Not perfect, not without scars, but proud, resilient, and still writing its story. A story of kingdoms and coups, of struggle and survival, of music, laughter, and unmatched hospitality. Uganda is more than a country. It is a heartbeat, a rhythm, a promise. And as the sun rises over the hills of Kabale, the streets of Gulu, and the shores of Entebbe, one thing is clear, the Pearl of Africa still shines. Feel free to leave a comment and like this masterpiece. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow in another epic Ugandan story.